Hello everyone and welcome back to more Steven Plays Starfield. The last episode was a wild one. I mean, we were beachcombing because we were looking for some items for the lost and found at the Paradiso Hotel. And then we finally got around to figuring out what was on that ship. And as it turns out, the ship is full of humans who did not know there were any other humans. They left 200 years ago. There's been several generations of humans that lived on this ship. It's wild. So right now we're still exploring the ship. We're still kind of looking around just to see what's here. We're going to wrap that up pretty soon. And then we're going to return to Paradiso and find out how this is going to go. Because Paradiso already owns the planet. But these colonists have been traveling here for 200 years, and they're like, so now we live here? And we're like, I got bad news. This the ship is huge, though, so we're still taking our time looking around here. Space toilet. Okay. I was a little alarmed when I pulled a gun out. I was like, why'd I get out of the gun? But I guess that is also the gun button. I have a question. Sorry, something about this doesn't seem practical. Y'all see the problem with this, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing. I'm in the bathroom. I'm going to go to the bathroom and close this door. It doesn't even work in the game. All right, I'm going to pee. Like, if I stand here, maybe? Close the door. Like, this would kill you. This, like that. You would go in, and you hit the button to close it, and it would just slam down and smash your face in. Incredible. I just love that. I just love that. It looks cool. It just is, it has no practicality at all. None. All right, there's quite a few things here. There's records. This ship is so big.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
Hey there.
I like how there's just like a bunch of
exciting times, aren't they?
Bunch of old Macintoshes in this room. Like, they left 200 years ago, and Starfield takes place in, what, 2300? So, like, it was still, like, 2100. There, like, this doesn't actually make any sense. Is it just so they can study it, I guess? Oh, because it's records. Okay.
Sure. What is it?
Okay, but, like...
If there were animals on Earth, why aren't there any animals here?
Are we near the classroom?
Well, there wasn't enough room on board when our ancestors left Earth. We only had room for people.
What about the new planet? Will there be animals there?
Maybe. We don't know yet.
I think I'm hearing a conversation in the classroom, but I'm not near the classroom. This ship is so big! This ship being so big is what tells me that this is...
From birth to death spent on this ship. The lengths humans will go to is astounding.
Yeah, the fact that this ship is so big and there's so much going on is what tells me that this is like a multi-part quest thing. Like, it has to be. It doesn't make any sense for it not to be.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are.
It's me.
Oh, hi! Hello! You're the alien, person that came from out there, in space, that we weren't expecting at all. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Can we start this over?
It's okay. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Calming down. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm Abe Levitz. Abe Levitz. I'm the cabin manager here, so if there's anything you need during your stay, I'm happy to accommodate.
What? Thanks. I'll keep you in mind.
Please do, even if you just want to schmooze.
Did I don't recognize some of the words you're using. Can you help me out? Can you tell me more about schmooze?
Oh, you must mean the Yiddish.
I love it.
It's an old family tradition. The Levitts have been trying to keep it alive for hundreds of years now.
I love it.
See, we didn't think the language would survive if we didn't, so we charged ourselves with preserving it. It's a point of pride for our family, and something I'd like to pass on to others so they don't forget. Like my great-great-great-great-grandmother's latke recipe.
Abe is great. I love it. You tell me more about yourself?
Me? Hey, well, there's not much to say. I take care of people here. I live with my husband, Daisuke, no kids. We passed on having a surrogate so others could have larger families.
Aw.
Instead, I get to spend time with everyone in their families here. They call me their bubby because I'm like the grandmother they never had. I may have had something to do with that nickname.
How is it? How is it that we have two of the best NPCs in the game in the same spot? Like, I want to find out who was in charge of, like, writing this quest line and, like, hiring the people, the voice actors
Take
for
your
this
time.
quest line, because, like, this is really good. These are all really great. What do you do as a cabin manager?
Ah, glad you asked. I coordinate cabin maintenance, plan activities, even help settle domestic disputes. It's a demanding job, but in short, I'm here to keep people happy. I try to keep both the kids and adults entertained. Scavenger hunts, sing-alongs, fun little art projects, you name it. We also have regular media nights where a historian, Julia Yang, screens old movies, plays music, and exposes us to other Earth media.
Did people really think I was some sort of alien?
People didn't know what to think. Here we are, minding our own business out in deep space, all alone. Then we hear some sort of garbled transmissions on the radio, real screechy, real inhuman sounding stuff. Then you show up? People had all sorts of fakakta theories. Aliens, time travelers, you name it. We watch a lot of old movies, so... Anyway, it spooked the bejesus out of us because we were expecting to find nobody.
This is my new favorite character in the game.
See you later, I hope.
Thank you, Abe. Okay. Happy Bert! Yes. 1,000 times yes. Happy Bert. Happy Bert! Okay. Alright.
There's so much to do. Unless you or someone else needs my help, I can make time.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
All this time, we thought we were alone.
Not gonna steal your plushies. There's enough plushies in the universe for everyone. I just want most of them. Restroom.
Hi.
So many lives from birth to death.
Thank you, Barrett. You have expressed this to me. Oh, these bathrooms are bigger. Ah. This really does illustrate my point, though. Like, you didn't have the extra, like, 3 feet. And this would kill you. My God. What is... Oh, it's the showers. Okay. One of the fun things about games like this is that, you know, everything is here. You play... I didn't open that. Do you have to pee? You can pee. It's okay. Don't go in the vent. You play some RPGs, like especially like some of the older RPGs, and not everything is rendered. So there's not like
Boy, am I glad
bathrooms
you
and stuff
weren't
like
some
that.
sort
So it's
of
kind of fun
alien or something.
where like every single thing is present.
Hey,
This is very, very cool. Door. Chaz asking the important questions. Is there a reason the bathrooms need nuke-proof blast doors? What do they think is going to happen at the sink? I mean, you never know. I better take a little nap.
Oh, good, you're up. Let's just pick a star and go. What do you think?
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
What is this? Oh, it's a freight elevator. Oh, cool. Cool. I do need to go down one floor. Is that where the classroom was? I saw the thing for the classroom. Was it here?
Times, aren't they?
Oh, I'm lost because the ship is gigantic. Security, brig.
Never seen a ship like yours.
I've never been in here. This is the brig. This is the elevator, which probably takes you to... Oh, no, we're going somewhere else.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need to
I literally don't have my gun out. So this is an elevator that goes to the brig in case things go bad.
Time to talk, my love.
Mabuti, you know I'm still upset with you.
Is this about my decision? You know I must do what is right. I cannot abdicate my duty to the colony.
And I thought I was the stubborn one in this relationship. I know you feel obligated to volunteer, but I wish you would reconsider. After all, we're here. There may be no reason to volunteer anymore.
True, but we must be prepared in case it is an impossibility. Just because we met with a stranger does not mean they are willing or able to help us. You know this.
I just wish you would give it some more thought. Be patient. Let's see where things go, then decide. This is one case where once you make that decision, you can't take it back.
Very well, my dear. I will not pursue it any further, and will speak no more of it for now. We'll talk more later.
I missed the very beginning of that conversation, so I'm not exactly sure what they were talking
Never
about.
seen a ship like yours
But the fact
before.
that I could hear
Then again, I haven't
them
seen a ship
is very weird. Like, that's odd.
Just stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. Meanwhile,
Just because
me
our
walking in
equipment's old
every door I
doesn't
can find.
mean it won't work to take that
I was already here. But I didn't... No, I was here. Oh, God.
Hey there.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Where was the classroom? I saw a sign for a classroom. Alright, what if I just jump down? Solved the problem.
My entire life in the constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Oh, wow, you're new? Weird. Okay, wasn't expecting this. I guess I should introduce myself? I'm Janet. What's up? You?
Yeah, I'm CB McCoy. I just wanted to introduce myself to everyone.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, I guess. I could take a break to chat if you want.
Sure. What do you do here?
Certainly not what I want to do.
Oh. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You may need to elaborate.
I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it.
Oh.
I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh.
That does, that does suck. Like, you're born into a ship that has a very small crew, You have a specific destination, and like you're just like, well, this is what you do. What's it like living on a colony ship?
Oh my god, it's terrible. I don't know how my parents did it, knowing they would never, ever get to leave until they died. Every day, you see exactly the same things. The same people do the same job. It's all the same. All the time. Seriously, the only thing that kept me going was knowing that we were the generation who knew we'd finally get the hell out of here. Although now that we're here, nothing seems to be happening. Sometimes I wonder if my sister was the lucky one.
Your sister? You mean Julia?
Ah, so you've met her. No, not Julia. Julia and I were actually triplets with our sister Jen, but the ship ran out of one of her medications and she didn't make it. Sucks, but it is what it is. We only have so many supplies, we couldn't exactly get anything new along the way. Anyway, it happened a long time ago. I don't really feel that she's lucky. I'm just frustrated. Bye.
Bye. Hydroponics.
This is a garden built to sustain the maximum amount of people possible. It's a monument to life.
Barrett loves everything. Should be a supercut of just Barrett positively responding to all things. Medical bay.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
You were wrong.
Perhaps I can soon retire. That's something people used to do, I hear. Wait, how is it I don't know you? I know everyone on this ship.
You don't remember me? I'm your good friend, CB McCoy.
Okay, now I know you're just messing with me. I have a list of everyone on this ship, and I know for a fact that name is not on it. Ah, now I remember. You must be the visitor everyone has been talking about. They sent my husband, Mabuti, to greet you. It's quite fortunate that you arrived when you did, for Mabuti's sake. Hopefully you can help resolve our current predicament.
Don't worry, I'll work with your captain to solve your troubles.
I hope you do. A lot of us are counting on getting off this ship. Some of us can't afford to wait much longer.
What was wrong with Mabuti?
Nothing. Not in the medical sense. As one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for termination. But thanks to your arrival, that is no longer needed.
That's what I missed.
What I think it means?
Yeah.
It means that he was going to volunteer his own life for the sake of the others on this ship.
Wild.
Due to limited spaces and supplies. Like the others, his life would then be honored with special distinction and recorded for history. Rarely we had to make difficult choices when no one would volunteer. But Mabuti, he's too generous to let that happen.
Man. Well, hopefully, situation no longer calls for that.
I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't.
I hope nobody needs to volunteer for such an honor ever again.
I agree, Barrett. Let's trade gear.
Right. No worries.
So that's what it was about. That's what they were talking about.
I wonder what else is out there.
Man. Wild. That's just a lot of I mean, I guess it's been a long time. There's a lot of people. Ooh. Yeah, finally something Barrett's not super happy about.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
This is all like super fascinating. Like the fact that seriously everything here, like everything you need to make this work, it's just really wild. All right.
Sure is nice to
I know there's a classroom in here. I know there is.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
I don't know where it is anymore, but I know I saw it once. I'll find it again, darn it. Engineering and Command Bay.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
Oh, and this goes up. This is where I came in.
To address threats coming from outside our ship. I wonder what he's like.
Where was the classroom? Man, I know I'm not crazy. That was the medical bay. It was on floor 2, I think. I'm pretty sure. I didn't imagine this. And we know it's real because Julia was like, that's where I teach. Where was it? Mess hall, security, records. No. Let me go this way.
Wow. I've
Classroom. There it is. Son of a gun. Yeah, if only there was a map. Unfortunately, we can't have nice things. Here is the classroom.
I bet you've been on lots of cool space adventures. Just like in the old movies.
Captain Brackenridge says the future is bright, but I think the Constant was pretty bright too. So I don't really
I thought we were alone. Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion.
Wow. Wow, the shade from the sister. Oof. What can you tell me about the Constant?
As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know?
It's okay, I know enough. Who were the original crew of the Constant?
We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars.
2040?
The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appeared to be wrong.
And how long have you been traveling?
Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers.
I'm sorry. Bethesda, this is important. You can't say 2040 and then say 2140. Those are actually very different numbers. You have to decide. Based on the time, it's 2140. It's 2140. It's supposed to be 2140 because Starfield takes place in 2300. We know it's been 200 years. That'd be 2140. But they miswrote the line as 2040, and then they recorded it as 2040, and they didn't catch it. And I'm like, That's okay, maybe. That's a possibility. One source says they probably started ship construction planning in 2040 and finished in 2140. I think they just misdid it, as instead of it just being a perfect 100 years. Why is the ship called the ECS Constant?
ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure. So ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know?
I think I know enough.
You know where to find me if you ever want to know more.
Sure, I'll stir the pot. I heard all you do is hang out with kids and watch movies. Is that so?
You must have been speaking with my sister.
I did.
There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of Chief Historian. Generations ago, it used to be Lore-Keeper of Humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as Captain, Engineering Officer, or Cultivation Manager, it's still vital to our mission.
Do you enjoy what you do?
I do. But sometimes it's frustrating to convince some people that my job is important, since it's not directly related to our continued survival. There was a time where I thought my sister was the lucky one, running the hydroponics farm and being responsible for feeding everyone on board. But I grew to like my work, and working with children is nice, especially since I'll never have any of my own.
That is too personal. Like, I'm curious for the sake of the game, but that's too personal.
It's okay. I don't mind you asking. I'm actually proud of my choice.
Ah, okay, it's
a
the
great
ship
honor
thing.
to give up one's ability to have a family so that others may. As you can imagine, a population limit is a necessity on board a colony ship.
Yeah,
I made my choice long ago to give others the chance to have a larger family should they wish. Though, I suppose I don't need to worry about that now. Maybe it's time to consider it.
So you were assigned?
Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job or exceptionally good at another in order to be moved. But that rarely happens.
And, can you tell me about the duties of Chief Historian?
I run the educational programs aboard the ship for all the children and any adults who are looking to learn about Earth history. We try to have group sessions some evenings where we read old Earth literature, watch old films, listen to music, and the like. So yes, I hang out with children and watch movies, but it's more involved than that. We historians are charged with keeping Earth culture alive so that we never forget where we came from.
Sounds like important work.
Thanks for saying so.
All right.
Goodbye.
I heard you came from outside the ship. I bet it was pretty cold out there.
Space equals big? Huge if true. I love space.
Miss Julia, I have a question.
Sure. What is it?
If there were animals
I'm glad
on
you're
Earth,
not an alien.
why aren't there
But
any
that would've
animals
been
here?
so cool.
Oh. Well, there wasn't enough
Oh, this is
room
the
on
same
board when our
conversation.
ancestors left Earth.
Miss Julia, I know I asked this question last week, but I guess it's not even last week, 5 minutes ago. I asked this question 5 minutes ago, I forgot.
But if there are,
We're done. We're done. This one's the command. Now, oh god, now I have to find my way off of this ship. Where's the frontier? This will lead me off the ship, which is helpful. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Scanner. You are marvelous. Hey, it was a pleasure to meet all y'all. Y'all have a good one. Cockpit. Cool.
Breathe in that technically suitable air.
Technically suitable. I actually probably don't even need to be here, to be honest. Like, I probably could just set course and land right where I need to go. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Fast travel was the name of the game in Starfield, for better or worse, so I should probably just be utilizing it. I don't have to get back on the ship. And I'm back! Let's head over there and see how this goes. I don't suspect it's gonna go well, to be honest. But I'll try. I mean, the other thing is, like, there's a corporation that did all of this. corporation that built up the Paradiso Group. And they are technically here first, but we do have a situation where we've got all of these other people that need
During the
to
day, I'm all business.
get off of the
When
ship.
work's done, I like to enjoy the resort like everyone else. If the Paradiso board is busy in a meeting, you can always count on me to relay your message.
Hey, hope you're enjoying yourself.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment?
I did just try to talk to you. I kind of do. You have a problem with a ship in orbit, and I'm here to help.
Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board?
I was about like a drink. I don't know. Yeah, actually, this would be a good time to get some info. What can you tell me about the board members?
What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say.
And what were everyone's thoughts when the ECS Constant showed up?
People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it, and we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business.
Tell me, Kiwi, what's it like working for Paradiso?
I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine, dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in. So, it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too.
I'm ready to go into the boardroom.
Sure. Have fun in the Shark Tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
My suspicion is that CB McCoy is going to butt heads quick.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Balom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us, and we can circle back around to this.
I'll tell you one thing, y'all are off to a good goddamn start. Let's chat.
Come on, mate. Loads more interesting things to do outside. No need to mill about in here.
Are there really only 3 board members?
No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine.
What can you tell me about Paradiso?
We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal.
You, operate this resort outside the settled systems, don't you?
Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone.
I understand you're the man I need to talk to about the strange ship in orbit.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
Why is this problem so urgent to you?
We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene.
Let's just get to the matter at hand.
Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about?
As much as I like this answer, my problem with this answer is I don't know that it will work out how I want. I love the idea of just being like, yeah, you're gonna die. Like, I love that, but I'm so worried that they'll be like, oh, well, we'll blast it out of the sky. Yeah. YOLO.
No worries, mate, but my time is valuable.
What would you say if I told you it was really an alien mothership here to destroy the planet?
I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting my time, want to tell me what it really is?
No one believes in aliens. No one ain't never seen one. It's a generation ship full of colonists from Earth here after a 200-year journey.
Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
Jesus Christ. So they can live here, but they'd be indentured servants. Why do I have to buy the grav drive? Cease to exist? Are you suggesting I destroy the ship? Can't let some other authority handle this? Why can't they just settle on the other side of the planet or something? Yeah, what? Jesus, man. It's a great question, though. Why can't they just settle on the other side of the planet or something?
We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance.
These are human beings, and you're worried about landscaping. That's absurd.
Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't.
Anyway, are you suggesting I destroy the ship?
I'm not suggesting anything. Other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will.
Incredible. And why would I have to buy the grav drive?
It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You.
So they can live here, but they'd have to be indentured servants.
Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff.
And we can't let anyone else handle this.
We operate outside of the Free Stars and the UC, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently.
I think I made up my mind.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
So I can convince them to take the settlement deal. I can buy the grav drive and convince them to settle elsewhere. Hypothetically, what could make a ship like that go away? And what if after all this they continue to insist their claim to this planet? Yeah, see, that is an interesting question. What then?
They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter as official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
See, the thing is, like, we know that there is some sort of written documentation about this. And it's true. Like, given the circumstances, I was willing to be like, man, that, you know, I don't know how this is going to play out. But given the fact that, like, this guy's an asshole, I'm much more willing to just help the people on the ship find that record and take it to whoever needs to authenticate it, to be like, oh, actually, oh no, looks like. Interesting. But if I have to answer, because this just took me back to this menu, I guess I'll convince them to take the settlement deal.
Right. Assuming they agree to the terms, I've got a list of resources you'll need to gather and bring back so we can support the new arrivals. We'll need to improve our lodging and infrastructure, plus account for future projects to support an increased population. Don't care how you procure them, just make sure to bring them here with you before we can consider this a done deal.
They survived all of that just to end up in servitude. Better than dying on a broken ship, I know that. But this isn't something to be proud of.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Did I agree to that? Not the outcome that I want.
It's going to take some work to make room for our new colonist guests.
It's not the outcome that I wanted to happen.
Just doing my part to make sure Paradiso remains a paradise.
I was hoping... I don't like to reload saves, but this is not what I was attempting to accomplish, which is bad. Frickin' guy. Hold on. Let me look. Where is my last load? Probably as I walked in here. Because I'm not going to sell these people into slavery. Jesus Christ.
Our arrangement with the colonists will work out in the long run.
Wait, is this after our talk? This is after our talk. God. I don't mind like playing the game where it lies, but not when I have had a misunderstanding about the thing that I attempted to do. I don't know if like the quest will continue after I go back to the other ship and talk to them. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to play out. I'm going to ask about this. Hypothetically, what could make a ship like that go away?
I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that old ship made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor computer. But who would do such a thing?
You better be asking for your next magic show and not for any stupid reasons.
When I'm just asking, okay, it said Barrett hated that. I'm just asking a question, Barrett. Don't get mad at me. Christ Jesus. Okay, the only option here, honestly, that allows you to proceed is the grav drive. And I'm going to reload because I'm mad that Barrett hated the thing that I said, even though I'm just asking a question. I like to hear the guy incriminate himself. I'll buy the grav drive, since that's the only real thing here that doesn't make me feel bad or make Barrett scream.
Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
There are so many hospitable planets out there. More than enough for everybody. And the best part is, nobody has to die or become indebted or anything. An elegant solution.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them.
I mean, that's not, I'll be honest, this is not the outcome that I want. Like, I'm glad that Barrett's happy, and clearly that was, like, the right thing to say. But that's not what I want, right? Like, that's not the thing that I want to occur. What I really want, because now it's saying to go to Hope Tech, I'm super curious. I'm super curious. Because it wants me to go to Hope Tech, set course to Pulv. Like, I don't know how this plays out exactly, but I'm like, is it possible to talk to the captain of the ship and let them know what's going on? Also, there was that tourist that I talked to. It was like, what's happening? And I was like, I can't talk right now. But there has to be a way. So I've got two leads. Talk to that tourist, and then the more important thing, I want to see that ship. I want to go back to the ship. Getting to the ship is remarkably difficult because I have to go to the star map, and I have to enter the atmosphere. So I have to like go back to the system, and then I go here, and I set course, travel to this. It's not easy to do. Speed on up here. Try not to crash into it and die. There we go. I actually don't know if this is going to do anything. I don't know if this is a way to like... Because usually in Bethesda games, like it's very clear. It's like, optional, do this or do this. So this may actually not do anything, but I'm just going to check. I'm just going to check, because I don't like how this is playing out. I don't like Paradiso. Holy crap.
Hello, Captain.
They're very easy to hate. And I just want to see if this is an option. Where is the captain?
Hey,
You're the captain.
If you ever want some piloting tips, we didn't believe anyone would be out here.
That's what I figured. Not until Bethesda says that you're ready to proceed. Okay.
Safe travels.
It was worth checking, but yeah, that's how they're doing it. All right, fine. I'm going to do one more thing before I accept how this is going.
Sound of my voice, huh?
I did, America, thank you. Undock. Or just warp from here, because I can warp now, because I'm not in the ship. I'm going to go back here. I'm going back here because I want to talk to that tourist. Just want to talk to the tourist now, because now I'm just like, I want to see what this does. Where was that guy? Right here. Perfect.
Hey, I know this. They told us.
It's not a meteor shower. It's a ship, and the Paradiso Group doesn't want you to know about it.
Why, that sounds even more ridiculous than what they told me. If there was a ship, They just say it was a ship. And why would they divert us for a ship? There are always huge luxury liners coming into port, and they've never diverted the shuttles before. I'm sorry for bothering you. A ship. Well, at least you made me laugh.
I have noted your repeat appearance at our resort. Thank you for your patronage. You have been automatically credited with 20% off your next stay.
Okay. It looks then like we have made the best possible choice that we have been given. And our mission takes us next then to Hope Tech. Okay. I've decided to help the ECS Constant by purchasing a grav drive for their ship. Oliver Campbell referred me to the Bennu St. James at Hope Tech, who has some experience with working on specialized ship modifications. I don't like Paradiso, but this is the best course of action that we have, so that is what we will do. And we will go to Hope Tech next time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for more Steven Plays Starfield.